What's up, everybody? I'm Steve, and with me, as always, is D, and you are watching Conversations with Cabys, the only show on the internet that gets 20 long years for some dust in a baggie. What up, D? How you feeling this week?
What up, man? I'm feeling good. That was an awesome intro. I like it. It pertains very well to I believe, the opening topic of our segment here today.
Well, it's Sunday, so you know it's music day, and we're gonna talk about a just a gem and a fucking half. D found like sleeping on me before Thanksgiving, and I've been busy as shit and haven't fucking even looked at it, and found it today and nearly crapped myself. It's
It's a
brilliance.
good one, man.
It's brilliance exemplified. It's from 2016, and then the video you found was from 2019. But I'm betting that's probably an older video that they just uploaded, looking from the
Yeah.
quality and shit. But the one that I'll have in the description is Hotness. It's from a. Let's call it bluegrass, right? What do you say, bluegrass tea?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
I'd go bluegrass. There's a mando, there's a stand-up bass, and a home dog picking the fuck away on a guitar. Looked like a Takamine Jasmine, if we're gonna get real specific about guitar brands. Nevertheless, a brilliant, beautiful guitar. Sounded money in his fucking possession, and it's a great track. And it's talking about real shit. Like you get this bluegrass stuff talking about fucking my wife left me and my dog died and my Ford broke. This dude's talking about real shit that happens to real people in the South. Tweakers getting tweaked out and getting 20 years in jail for some meth. It's great. I mean, it's not great, but it's a track that's real. Like, fuck ton of people can relate to that more than their Ford breaking down. I'll tell you that shit right now.
Yeah, it relates a little bit more to real life for some people, and it's nice to hear it portrayed in the way that he lays it out in the song. It's nice.
It's a
And
very good track. Yeah, yeah.
stepping aside from the lyrical content of this song, the music, the skills that are applied in this song are incredible. Like very fast picking. Probably like, is this considered chicken picking? Do you think?
I wouldn't call it that much. He's got too much skill and there's too much modes in here. There's too many modes. He's doing too much heavy lifting as far as music theory for me to say that this is chicken picking. Chicken picking is not as advanced as this, I don't think. I wouldn't go that far. Now, bluegrass experts may be able to come back at me with 80 zillion examples of chicken picking that's fucking way on point. But this dude flows through modes, and especially him and the mandolist back and forth, pass back these scales essentially that he's rolling through that are fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And they pick it up flawlessly. I would go so far as to say that guy on the mando is his dad. But musically, it's on point. But musically, it's just straight Rick bluegrass. I mean, this is some of the most quality bluegrass you can fucking find, right? But it's an untapped resource. People talking about everyone remembers Dynamite Hack, right? The cover of the NWA song
Boys in the Hood.
"Boys in the Hood," right? That was a emo heavy alternative indie style to a rap song, right? What if
Right.
we bluegrassed up rap tracks? Like, I'm not talking about Old Town Road here. I'm talking
No.
about, but it's interesting that Old Town Road comes out, and I'm talking about this right now.
Well,
But
you said rap. You said rap, not crap. Just to be clear.
whoa, fuck! I'm dropping the fucking. If everyone who just said that is turning off right now, just before you go, I'm going to let you know on one thing. Look right here, right here. That was a complete commercial bullshit. Okay, that was built because Billy Ray Cyrus wanted to make some money. Miley Cyrus is heavy into pop. This dude was new and wanted to get in. Billy Ray Cyrus wrote a fucking decent hook, and there you are. That's it. It's a commercial cash grab. That's all that song is. If you love it, I'm glad you're making them a lot of money. But I digress, because we could go on a fucking full episode about how that song sucks cock. But we won't. I'm talking about good shit. Like, I'm talking about some old school gangster rap bars, right? Like bars of lyrics set to bluegrass music. And it's not that far off. Think about how bluegrass sings. They sing in that very melodic and quick paced spit. It's not the same spit, but it's similar. You fucking throw a fucking, and it doesn't even have to be, you know, we don't have to get Nas on the fucking case or fucking throw Kanye West on a fucking bluegrass number. I'm not asking for that. It can it can be any number of anybody doing it. This, you know, straight up massively Caucasian person can do it, and I think it'd be just fine too. But it would certainly bridge the gap between this ethnicity block that we have between rap and kind of rock here. Like, more of that bridging the gap, kind of like what Aerosmith and Run DMC did, and those things. Again, that was kind of a cash grab, but a cash grab for the 80s nonetheless. And I feel like Run DMC and Aerosmith are both truly versed musicians, well established. Billy Ray Cyrus has been a cash grabber from way back. Achy Breaky Heart. Need I say more? And then grooming his entire child. Like, I couldn't make it. I'll spit out a kid so I can make her make it. And then fucking up her whole life, so she's a complete basket case right now.
Well, Billy Ray Cyrus, he had a hell of a career when he was at his peak.
He had like that one album.
Yeah, he had one album that was huge. That
I'm not going to right. I mean, "An Achy Breaky Heart" was the biggest song on that album. I'm not saying he wasn't the epitome of pop, and I'm not saying that he didn't necessarily make it, but he wasn't long lasting.
No, he was.
Some would call him a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, one album wonder maybe.
Right. I mean, you could even go so far as to say one album wonder. I'm not saying the man didn't have talent.
That's a stretch.
But he didn't make it in the traditional sense of Garth Brooks.
Long-term success. No, gosh, no.
Or, you know, Brooks and Dunn or Travis Tritt or any of the other
Randy Travis.
Any of the other country singers that were at the time making pop tracks and had the longevity. He didn't have that. So he didn't make it, saved his pennies, spit out a few puppies, and then groomed those puppies to be his cash cow. I mean, and that's what he's doing. And he got that cash cow in place, and now I can come back to music and make some money on my own. Notice he came out with a new album after Miley Cyrus fucking made it big. It was just, you know, it's the whole thing. How long did it take him to come up with the Hannah Montana idea and pitch that shit to Disney? I mean, the dude's making money off his kid. I don't give a fuck how you slice it. He's exploiting his child. Sure. He's exploiting his child and groomed his child to do this. In certain avenues, I think that's okay. In the Jackson 5 sense, that's horrible. Your dad beat you into fucking doing that. In that band we were talking about before, you remember them? Lilitha, right? Wasn't that Lilitha? Or Lilac?
That was Lilac.
Lilac, right? Lilac. That the family band that we were talking about earlier. You can tell that the dad is heavily involved and groomed them into this, but it's something that clearly they enjoy doing, and it feels like it's a nurtured environment rather than a forced upon environment. And I'm not so sure the Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus persona, like her as a kid, if she was not pushed pretty hard, and
sure,
and made that, molded into that rather than nurtured into that, which is a problem. Right. I mean, that's a battle we fight. We want our kids to fucking be into music and play music. I mean, just this evening, Dexter grabbed the guitar and was like, let me teach you some shit. And he was actually engaged. That's awesome. As a father who plays fucking music, like, that's fucking awesome. I want to get my kids into playing. But I also don't want to be the dick about forcing it down their throat and like, fucking, I don't love you if you don't fucking get this lick. I don't want that.
Right. No, yeah, they gotta want it. They gotta want it, and they gotta really try to like and pursue it. Sorry, wrong word.
100%.
Yeah, because if you can't, it's hard to teach a kid that's not interested or at the moment is not engaged. It's talking to the wall.
It definitely is, and that's more of what I'm saying with the Billy Ray Cyrus thing. But back to this, I think, and again, not talking about Old Town Road. I'm talking about bluegrass with the real strifes of whether it be Middle America or Southern America youth mixed in, fat ass bluegrass talent, those fat riffs with meaningful lyrics that are about real shit that's going on with them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not the commercialized sense of, I mean, you can have some of the greatest pop songs, you know, I carved my name into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive. That's a great country song. It's a great country song and about a strife that all of us can relate to. But it's a pretty petty strife at that point. Relationship problems are kind of the easiest to tap into lyrically. This kind of shit, I got 20 long years for some dust in a baggie. That line is fucking brilliant. It's awesome. It's fucking great. You need more of that. Some real shit. People that want to talk about real shit. Very cool. But that
I agree. I
tangent.
think
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say I agree. I think it's a good genre that could be expanded upon, and definitely more content put out that is relevant and relates to that, because this was a great just little random pop-up in the news feed, and I'm glad I found it, and I'm looking forward to seeing if there's more from this guy and his little group that he's got going on there, or even just independent work from him. That was Billy Strings, right?
Billy Strings and Don Julin, I think, is probably on the Mando. I'm gonna bet. I don't think that that stand-up bass guy gets an honorable mention. I mean, let's be real. He's half noting it over there
Right,
on
right.
D the whole time.
He's support. He's moral support.
Right. I mean, he's keeping the beat alive, and he's handy as shit in those transitions from guitar to Mando main riff. Like, handy as fuck. But I don't think he's getting an honorable mention on the YouTube clip.
Yeah.
But anyway, a great band, and I think great opener. I wanted to share that little nutshell. But let's get to the point of this episode, the meat and potatoes, if you will, of this particular episode. This one's called The Digital Side of Heavy. It's going to pretty much be all bands that throw in digital, electronic accompaniments into their tracks, basically. Not all will be that. Not all that I talk about. Don't hold me to every single one of these that I talk about being that way, but the majority of them are, and the majority of them have some secondary percussion or a pianist, like an electric piano guy, somebody on the back end doing some digital work, whether it be claps on the drums, like an electric drum pad on the drums that's doing claps and other various secondary percussion work, or they're a full secondary percussionist on the band, or what have you. It's more digital side of that heavy genre where we got our screamers, but we also have this kind of electronic interludes and cool accentuations to whether it be guitar, keys, or vocals.
Yep. Some of them have synth pads and like a running background track, like a backing track that has like a, different, not all of them, but some of them have some of that kind of effects and features in them.
Yeah, similar to a click track, but it's a track that starts from the jump of the song that is essentially generally in the drummer's ear, and he can hear it throughout the whole thing. And it's just it's a backing track, whether it's just various synth flows throughout the whole thing, just electronic stuff that is hard to create on the fly most of the time. Those backing digital tracks are that way. If it just can't be really done musically there, or it's not worth having an extra person to do that musically right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like simple note changes at every third bar or something like that. That's just this background ambiance is not necessarily like something you want to pay a dude to have live. So we throw these on backing tracks, and we, you generally play those in the back. Yeah, some of them do, some of them don't. First band we're going to start with is a band that formed in 2005. An older band with a ton of tracks, fairly good success, very much a genre I'm not sure where I'd fit these guys into. I really don't. The band is Motionless in White. Interesting band. Several good songs. We're going to showcase 3, but please do check out more of them. Please do. Check out more of them. But D, what do you think? What do you think about where do you think these guys would fit in?
It's hard kind of hole to shove this peg through because they kind of overlap in a couple different genres. They're definitely that kind of scream hard rock. Mm-hmm. They're a little bit metal. They're a little bit emo. They're a little bit. It's yeah.
So metalcore is the genre that they fit into first, according to Wikipedia. Metalcore, and that's okay. That's okay. So it's metal hardcore, essentially metal heavy alternative, the metal side of heavy alternative, gothic metal. That's not bad. It's not. They're not quite gothic though. To me, gothic is a little bit more math rock in its riff choices, whereas this band is more melodic. I would probably say more simplified riffs, not simple riffs by any stretch, because there's some fast solos in here for sure, but more melodic, more on the where you would touch on that emo side of things, where I would think some of your riffs are kind of in the emo sector. Okay, But definitely, I think metalcore suits it just fine. If you want to call it that. What's a fucking genre anyway? I mean, really. Like, listen to it and see if you like it. More is more what
Well,
I'm going to tell you.
well, and there's so many genres that have been created in the last 10 years, 15 years that are just ridiculous. I mean, it's getting to the point of absurdity how many different classifications there are for music now.
What about new metal? Would you consider these guys new metal? I almost would
No,
go. You wouldn't go new metal with these guys?
I don't think so. These guys are a little harder, a little more. I think gothic is probably the applicable term for them. Like I think that works.
Gothic, yeah, gothic metal seems legit. Gothic metal seems legit. It's a fusion genre combining the heaviness of heavy metal with the dark atmosphere of gothic rock. Yeah, okay, I'll go along with that. That's fair. Definitely fair. We're gonna showcase three. We're gonna go. Let's go. These are all going to be, looks like, off of Disguise, the album Disguise. I like, there's some songs on Graveyard Shift, the album previous, that were pretty good. I haven't really touched on them before then. I think I may actually heard of their cover of Du Hast, because they covered Rammstein's Du Hast.
Oh wow!
I believe I heard that. That was in the 2015 area, and that wasn't bad. Before that, I pretty much haven't got too much info on these guys. I'm kind of interested to maybe look into them more. But the first one we're going to talk about is Voices, the song Voices. It is extremely interesting, and the riff is very interesting, reminiscent of... honestly reminiscent of some Linkin Park stuff on the riff of that. The high, how it's high there, like it's kind of a higher riff there. It reminds me a bit of Linkin Park in that sense, but not obviously not some of the vocals, I guess, a little bit too.
I would say Linkin Park with a flair of Marilyn Manson.
He looks like Marilyn Manson. The lead singer of this band is off-putting. Like, if you are not prepared for the voice that's coming out of this body, it's off-putting. When you look at him first, you're like, wow. It does not seem like this should be the dude who's singing this song. It's crazy.
It is. But even if you take that out, because I did close my eyes because I wanted to make sure I wasn't just trying to, like, see Marilyn Manson and...
He sounds like Marilyn Manson. Yeah, I agree, though. Yeah. There's definitely a Marilyn Manson vibe coming out of this. And I think Marilyn Manson, if he was 20 years younger, would be singing songs like this. In this day and age. I think that's definitely an apt description. And if you dig on Marilyn Manson, and spoilers, there'll be a Marilyn Manson episode along with a couple other people in a future episode, because Marilyn Manson to me has like 3 albums that are fucking masterpieces. He hasn't come out with anything good in a bit, but if he was coming out with like brand new music, fresh, yearly albums, I think this would be a sound. I really do. Voices though, what did you think?
I thought out of the songs we listened to, which this is one of the 3, I think I like this one the best.
Really?
I think this was my favorite. This one relates, you can relate to this on a lot of different levels, depending on what it's basically talking about the voices in your head that kind of tear you apart and, either confirm or deny what you feel inside, and this and that and the other, and it can, like I said, apply to a lot of
naysayers in your own head. Really, is what this song is about, and I think it's a good track for that aspect. Relatability is high here, way high here.
Yep. Like if I was 15, 16 years old and this was on the radio, or this was a song I came across, I'd be like, fuck yeah, like this is a song, like this is gonna help me get through tough times or dark times, or
right. If I was in the deep of pubescent depression, I would totally get on this for sure. I mean,
not saying that you have to be in that to listen to it, but this is, I can see this being key in that point of someone's life. But overall, I loved it. I thought it was a really good song. Really good lyrics, really good musician, musical quality, everything. I like.
Firstly, these guys are really good musicians. Like, you can tell that they've been doing this since 2005. They know their pocket. They know each other. They're really solidly put together musically. They're in a really good groove and a really good pocket with all their stuff. Um, the riffs are tight. The riff on this song, the solos on this song are really really tight. The breakdowns, the pauses are really really tight, and you can really tell a band has been doing it for a minute when they can do pauses, do total stops to the rhythm, and then pick it right back up together. And
On point.
on point. They are on point in this track. I feel like this one and Disguise, the next track that we're going to talk about from them, are very similar in a way to the message, the lyrical message of it. It's almost like these are the voices in my head, and this is the disguise I put up to combat the voices that come from out of my head. You know what I mean? Like, this is the person that I'm trying to be, and I don't really... Are they going to see through my disguise? Are they going to see through this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's... Again, both these tracks are very similar in their nature for where you can feel as like a person who's suffering with trying to find themselves and identity issues, that this would be ones you cling on to, for sure. You can see the appeal. 100%.
My 2 cents on this one is, first of all, try to listen to the song but without the video. Don't go to YouTube and watch the video of this. This video was fucking crazy.
It's fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. The video is fucked up. It's definitely an artistic piece in that sense, but it's a decent track. It really is.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't care for the song that much. The reason being is there was just a lot of screaming in this one, and you know me, I have to have my screaming in small doses. I don't like when the whole song's screaming in my face. I like the more vocal content of singing as opposed to screaming. I like my screaming to be balanced if it's there.
I can see that. I can definitely, because this whole song is a scream essentially.
Yeah, this was a little more abrasive for me. I didn't care for it as much. Don't think it's necessarily a bad song, but it wasn't my cup of tea.
Okay, that's fair. I think it's relevant to the Voices song. I think Voices is definitely the better of the tracks, but I think it works with Voices. Excuse me, I'm chewing on a gummy. Works with it because it showcases kind of this message that they're providing, that I understand what you're going through, and it's okay. And that's really what I think their mission statement is. Like, all of you weird, like, we embrace the weird. Come here. We're okay. We understand. We're going through this shit too. We have the same naysayers in our heads just like you do. We put up fronts just like you do. And you're in a safe place here. You know what I mean? As a fan.
And I'm wondering...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm wondering if, like, this theme, this message that is kind of continuing throughout the songs that we've chosen to talk about, I wonder if it is his personal struggle with maybe like him, being trans or queer or something, or wanting to be
like gender fluid almost, not necessarily non-binary. Non-binary probably would be the aspect. Because I would consider him non-binary just from the Americana video, or the America video. The America video, side note on this one, little bonus. I may add it into the description, I'm not sure. America is a song that they had back in 2013 that Sean Clown from Slipknot directed and produced with them. So it's a really crazy video, interesting, and lots of scantily clad chicks grinding all over the singers. So
for sure.
So I'm like, with that one, I totally understand where you're coming from, and I don't know the man's personal journey, and it's not relevant per se at all to me, in my liking of them or anything like that, and it's not necessarily on the Wikipedia page. But I would definitely agree that in that sense, maybe it's a non-binary aspect of it, where he's trying not to fit in the social norms of gender roles and things like that. And I'm totally down with fuck gender roles, dude. I make candles. Fuck gender roles. That's like, I don't care.
I was just gonna say that's cool because like that's a really good, if that is something he's dealing with in his personal life, that's a great well of emotion and
that's not talked about.
Creativity.
That's not talked about. That we don't get a lot of songs about. And I agree.
That's a great place to come from, and help other people who are dealing with that and struggle with that, and being criticized and discriminated for, like that helps them give some
Right. It adds, yeah, totally.
relief.
It adds on to that layer of how I understand you, and I feel you. I totally get it. And I agree with it a lot. And I feel like going into the next song, the last song we're going to talk about, Motionless in White here, brand new Numb, is very much in that sense. It's a song. I mean, it's a hard hitter. I like the song probably the best, honestly.
It was a toss up for me between this one and Voices, but I think after giving them both a second listen, I like both of them a lot. But I think Voices is still my favorite.
Okay, so what do you? Let me put you on the spot. What do you think? Brand new Numb was about?
On the spot, I don't actually have a solid opinion on that, but I have a feeling, like generically speaking or being vague, it was about feeling a certain way and thinking that whatever was causing you to feel that way, whether it was a person or a habit or a drug or whatever, and you think you've resolved it, and then it comes back to bite you a second time, and now you're just numb, like brand new kind of numb. I don't know. Maybe that was a wrong interpretation.
Yeah, I think you're close. I think you're really close. My interpretation of it is more in the sense that this is the next Numb. Like, I've tried all these other drugs and all this other shit, and this is now my next Numb. This is the one I'm going on to. Like, okay, so I want to break free from the humanity. I want to release the animal in me, break free from the curiosity. You're going to give me what I need. And then that's before the breakdown into the chorus. And the chorus is, I am the enemy, here to save the day. And I feel like it's probably just another drug along this line. Or maybe the brand new Numb is music. The brand new Numb is touring and singing. You know what I mean?
I did get that hint at it too. Now that you bring it up, that it was about like that genre or that just the current,
I'm getting numb in the
consistency of the music world.
Right. I'm getting numb with this state. Because the opening line is, I've got a shotgun tongue, and I tick like a time bomb. Like that's
a nice line.
That is a very nice line. Obviously all black everything. I got switchblade wit that cuts like a bitch, and I think you two should meet. that bar is fucking money. Like, that's what really, because I heard this song I've heard it probably, I don't know, 10 or so times, and the third time or so I listened to the opening line of that. Lyrically, that is sick as shit. And I think it's more of like, fuck the norm. I'm numb of all this corporate bullshit. I just want to go out here and do my thing and preach what I want to preach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm numb of it. I'm numb of all the other ones. And honestly, the opening riff is why, the opening fucking bar of the song is why I fucking love it. I mean, dude, I got a shotgun tongue and I tick like a time bomb, all black everything. I've got a switchblade wit that cuts like a bitch, and I think you two should meet. Money in the bank. That was like, if you wrote that shit, you were dancing. Like, you're like, this is it. Where are you? I need riffs. Let's go.
Let's make this song happen now.
Right, because I'm in it right now. This is great. So yeah, I really dig that. And then bouncing on to kind of these guys are also considered metalcore. I think they've been around since 2003. They formed in 2003. First album came out in 2008 with subsequents thereafter. This band is called the Amity Affliction. They're interesting. First off, there's a lead singer, and the guitarist is also a lead singer. So it's dual vocals. We got 2 tracks from them we're going to talk about, but there's been several that they've had out. And first off, lay it on me, D. What did you think of these guys? Just rough approach. What do you think?
Well, it's so interesting. Just some little facts there from Australia.
Yeah, Queensland. Really cool.
That is really cool. Came out with a 3-track self-titled in 2003 or 2004, and that was pretty much it. The songs we listened to,
they're off Misery, the newest album released in 2018.
Drag the Lake.
We're gonna do
And
Drag the Lake and Feels Like I'm Dying.
yep. So Drag the Lake, I'm pretty want to say I've heard that before. I don't know how or where, but I want to say I've heard it before.
You and I've listened to it.
Like before, but before we started talking about the, prepping for the podcast, I feel like I've heard it before.
Like 2 weeks ago we listened to it. 3 weeks ago we listened to it.
Did we?
Yeah, before I left we listened to that song. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then maybe that was it. But yeah, no, I liked Drag the Lake. Drag the Lake was a good song.
First of these two songs couldn't be more different.
Very different. Very different. I was just going to talk about how this one was very different. It feels like I'm dying. But go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I continue, please. I just wanted to add that little nugget there. Totally different songs. Very different song.
Yeah. Out of the two, Drag the Lake's probably my pick for sure.
Sure.
Feels Like I'm Dying was a good song, but it's written very differently, very strangely.
It's a digitized track. Feels Like I'm Dying is written almost as a club song, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like a song you would hear in the club. And it's fat. It's fat as shit. Like has fat riffs in it. The digital breaks, like the synth drums are fat, and the mood of the song necessarily lyrically it's not as I guess not as fat. It's more of a, it's almost, the lyrics are almost an afterthought. It's a feeler track, and that's why I say it's almost supposed, it feels like it feels like I'm dying. It feels like it's meant for the club, like or a arena, or a song that you do pre-set or something. You know what I mean? A song you put on before you do a set.
Yeah. I get you. Like the warm up the crowd, get you ready to come bring everybody out on stage. Yeah, I feel like these lyrics just didn't belong with this music. I liked the music for what it was separately,
but I like the lyrics for what they were separately. Admittedly, the lyrics were okay separately, but it doesn't fit with that song at all.
And then it's like they were trying to make a hybrid or mesh two different sounds together, and it was like an experimental thing. And I think this was just like an experiment gone bad.
It's a really popular song. People love the shit out of the song, coincidentally. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because the chorus...
It's got a ton of views.
The chorus feels like a totally different song. Like, it should be a totally different... Well, the moment they go in digitized and his voice is now in a talk box, you just fall off the face. Or a synth box or whatever the hell processing they're throwing it through. Don't quote me that it's a talk box, but he's going through something. And I don't know what effects he's throwing on it, but it's totally different than, it's digital. It's robotronic. It's like asking Siri to do something. Well, or HAL 2000 for all you old people. It's interesting.
Throwing it back.
It's interesting. Like, it's a very interesting song. Drag the Lake is a far better track. But what did you feel like? What do these guys remind you of? Any band? And let's think about Drag the Lake specifically. Let's not think about Feels Like I'm Dying, because listening to a couple of their other tracks, Feels Like I'm Dying is a complete departure from what they normally do.
Yeah.
So, what do you think from Drag the Lake, do they remind you of any band?
Yes, a little bit, as a matter of fact.
What band?
And this is also something I wanted to mention a little bit too with the previous band.
Okay.
Motionless in White.
First, do Motionless in White. Let's see. What do you think they sound like? Motionless in White.
So one thing I found interesting about them. Sorry to go off on a tangent and go backwards in time.
That's
here,
what we do, though. I'm a tangent thrower from birth. All right, go.
The Motionless in White, several of their influences was Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, and I just find that interesting that they've kind of Johnny Cash, Depeche Mode. So I see all that in them.
I see Depeche Mode hard. I see Depeche Mode hard for sure.
I picked up a little bit of a Breaking Benjamin vibe off of them.
Motionless in White.
Very little, but there's another band we're going to talk about towards the end that I also picked up that vibe strongly from.
Yeah, I would definitely say I agree. Save that for them though. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. But
But
what?
yeah, in this Drag the Lake, I get a little bit of a vibe from them, a little Breaking Benjamin vibe as well. But what were you
Really?
feeling?
Blink
A
182.
little bit.
Blink
Blink 182.
Blink 182.
Okay,
They
so a little more
remind me
punk.
immensely of Blink 182, as a matter of fact. That Drag the Lake song, the way the vocal patterns go back and forth is very reminiscent of like I Miss You or just Blink 182 tracks. The ones where they go back and forth though, where uh, Tom and
Travis.
Travis go back and
Or no,
forth.
no,
No,
Tom
because
and
Travis
Mark.
is Tom and Mark. Mark, yes, Mark. Because the Mark was the person I was having a problem with. Yeah, where Tom and Mark go back and forth vocally.
Yeah.
It reminds me immensely of that, which is something that I hadn't noticed is really missing. Two solid lead vocalists, like Atreyu, for example. But Atreyu does it in a different way. Atreyu really hard signifies their shit. I am the unclean vocalist and I'm the clean vocalist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas these guys don't differentiate that way. They differentiate any way they want, really. You know what I mean? They go back and forth. And it's fucking interesting and I like that. It would be almost like, you know how we have two rhythm guitarists? It's almost like we need two lead singers. Like rock, that's like the next evolution of rock, or like the next staple of rock needs to be like two lead singers. We need to try that out for a dozen or so bands and see what happens.
I think that would be cool. It's just the ego, man.
It is the ego. Well, we all need. I mean, everybody needs to get past that shit. It's fucking bullshit. It's about the music.
The ego of an average rock band is that
the
lead
ego
singers,
of a lead singer of a rock band. There you fucking go. Yeah.
That's only enough room for one of those humongous things on stage.
Right, and you know the other side of that is, well, it's good. It's good in this case. You have your lead singer and you have your singer who's on guitar. But I could see the lead singer being like, "Well, I don't contribute anything else to this band, so I'm going to get fucking assed out." Well, that's where you have two rhythm guitar players, right? Two rhythm guitar players, both rhythm guitar players sing, and then you have a lead guitar player who sings backing, and that's like your perfect scenario. You both then you do the equal amount, and then you get three-part
harmonies,
like I want. And everything. It's great. Like, is my perfect scenario. So, recording industry, do that, please.
Two rhythm guitar, one lead guitar, two lead singers, one backup singer.
Done. It's great. It's perfect. And then the singers go back and forth. You can do extension songs. Like you can do where one sings an opening part and drags out the last note for a bar, while the secondary singer comes in at that opening bar of the crescendo, like the coded drag of that song. You know what I'm saying? And you just get those overtones like of notes like coming through. It's very similar to what SA and fucking Nick do.
In 311,
in 311, right? Yeah. So it's where SA or Nick will end a bit, right, and then SA will just pick up his bit. It's a totally different song, but you still hear the backing note of what Nick's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shadowing and overcast. Like you can put so much flavor and character on a track by adding in those ghosty elements like that. It's cool. It's cool. So yeah, do that, recording industry. It's good. These guys are great. I do like them a lot, and I think that they're yes, they formed in 2003, but I think they're really coming into their own now, and I think it's going to be just continue to be an uphill with them, which is nice. Because I'd like to hear the next album, see what they have to say on that. Because Drag the Lake is really good, and there's a couple others on this album that I think, look for Amity Affliction and check them all out. See what you like about them. Next band we're going to press on here is Badflower, a band that came out. They're from LA. They formed, looks like right around looks like 08, but basically really properly formed and produced some things in 2016. And then they got their studio album kicked off September 17th, 2017. Is that looks like that? No, no. Okay, I'm Sick came out in 2019, so it would be a brand new album, February 22nd, 1990. We have 2 tracks by them, which we're going to talk about, which are really good. And again, we have a lot of digital on this side of things with these guys. Dealer's choice. Which one you want to start with? Pick one.
Let's go. I'm gonna go Heroin because I want to see Ghost.
You want
so
to
Heroin?
Okay.
Yeah. So Heroin, I have not heard before, but the song was reminiscent of the sound of Ghost, and that's the order I listened to them in.
Gotcha.
Heroin first, then Ghost.
Gotcha.
Heroin was a very surprising song. I actually really liked it.
It's a great.
track. Really liked it, and it's it is about straight up what the title is. It's about heroin, and it. Okay. I feel it was about pretty much what it was a straight shooter.
I feel it's about 2 things. I feel it's about heroin, and a chick, and a woman, and the relationship with that woman. How it's so similar to heroin to this man. And I just, I want to feel you in my veins. I want to pull you in. And never let you go. It's fucking, that confidence. Okay, so let's just throw it. I'll fucking start. That confidence of that line of that track. Where it's soft and everything's cool. I'll drink you in. And never let you get to hit all those notes right on beat with that power, the build up to that power, and the build up to because you're the catalyst for the band going ape shit, right? Like you're the for everything to drop, that bit, that stair step up to fucking crazy is on you.
Yeah. And
to sing that beautifully, I mean, let's be fucking real, it's a beautiful track. To sing that beautifully and then come out with just, I'm going to bite your goddamn head off. And then everything just falls. The band fucking just crushes. And you go in, and it's a great solo, or a great chorus, and then it comes back again. And then you're great. It's a wonderful track. And reminiscent to me of another band that we'll throw in here later, Manchester Orchestra.
That's a good one. That's very good comparison. Yeah,
they're. I love Manchester Orchestra. Manchester Orchestra was one of my favorite bands from when they put out that really good album. I mean, they've put out several albums, but they put out that really good album.
They got big.
They got big.
They got big off that album that you're talking about, and that's what got them kind of nationally known.
Right.
Yeah. We weren't planning on talking about them, folks, so that's why
they'll be in a totally different one because they're too good to not mention at some point in time. But just go ahead. What did you think of Ghost? What did you think of Heroin? Because you didn't get a chance to throw on that.
That's all right. It's a very, very wasn't expecting that, especially when we threw them in the lineup. I was figuring it'd be a lot more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Same sound as what we've been talking about up to this point. It was a very nice change of pace. It is a slower song. It is, got that very soothing kind of relaxed feel to it.
There's minor digitals in it, though. There's minor digital effecting in it and things like that. But yeah, on the whole, it's a soothing track, dissimilar to everything else that's on this particular.
It was a really good song. This is one you can really soak in all the lyrics and the words and feel them and just let it kind of take you over. It was a good listen.
It's a great track. Masterfully well written, beautifully orchestrated and sung. The composition is amazing. That, like I said, that confidence lyrically in the vocalist to have that, to do that when you have there is no safety net.
No, he's exposed and vulnerable.
And that's what this key to the song. That's why you feel the song so amazingly, because he's so exposed and vulnerable. Manchester Orchestra mean everything to nothing. That album,
Yes.
Mean Everything to Nothing, is one of the best albums from any band of that era. I mean, I would don't quote me on it, but I mean that's top 10 albums maybe of all. Nah, top 25 albums of all time. I'd throw it in my top 25.
Was that the
Probably.
2008, 2010 range?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Amazing album. I would say probably one of the best albums of that decade. I would say that without any research. But Ghost.
Ghost. So Ghost, I've heard before. That gets some radio play.
It does. It has. It's been out since 2018. So it
Yep.
came out in like December 2018. So it's been out for over a year. Kind of a not their newest track. Heroin is a newer track.
Yeah, Ghost is. I've heard it before, so this was not a brand new song to me, unlike Heroin was. This one I liked. I liked it the first time I heard it on the radio. I had never knew who the band was though, so it was a really pleasant surprise when I found this one in the lineup, and I was like, "Oh, that's who these motherfuckers are." Sweet. It was exciting. So this gets me amped up because I liked Heroin so much, and I knew Ghost already, and I liked that song already. I'm excited to give these.
D
guys
and I
some
are
more
gonna
listen.
get the full album. Just saying.
Yeah, these guys were good.
It's two. They're two. Those two songs were written too well not to download, like not to get the whole album.
Yeah,
and see what the fuck's happening. Because I guarantee
Agreed.
there's like 3 or 4 more gems on there. I guarantee it. Because you can't write 2 songs like this and fucking and not. I mean, Ghost is fucking powerful, and it's again electronic. You get a lot of those electronic elements. There's some synth in here, I believe, some digital drums in here, I believe, and I want to say there's a fucking keyboardist in the band, if I'm not mistaken, or secondary percussion. Let me. I'm pretty darn sure. Did they not tell me?
I love how there's the disclaimer on the lyric video for Ghost that says there are disturbing lyrics in this video.
Right. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, disturbing is you could call it that.
Well, I mean, the chorus is "Take the blade away from me. I am a freak. I am afraid that all the blood escaping me won't end the pain.
Yeah,
And I'll be haunting all the lives that cared for me. I died to be the white ghost of the man that I was meant to be."
yeah,
Deep.
that is deep. And it's sung again. It's sung so well,
Powerfully, well. Yeah, he hits it. He hits everything. Like, they know their fucking lane. For as young,
Yes.
I mean, I think honestly, they like it said, like, okay, so like it says here that they were formed in '08 or whatever. It took them '08 to 2017 probably to figure all this out, and they didn't bother releasing an album. We weren't ready yet. I like that mentality. I also like Shitter getting off the pot and recording a fucking album, because sometimes you just need to do that to move forward as a band. But in this particular case, I think they're better served for the wait, because this debut album, I guarantee, is going to be sick. It just came out in February 2019, and the 2 fucking singles on it, I fucking love. So
yeah,
I'm excited as shit to listen to the rest of this album. Like, it's going to be a full album listen, and I dare say that come this time next year when the second album comes out, you're going to be seeing a full episode of us reviewing both fucking albums, because I don't quote me, but I get that feeling. I mean, powerful lyrics, bro. Powerful fucking lyrics. And obviously the song's about loss, and the song is about depression, and the song is about giving up.
And you'll see that we gravitate towards those songs a lot, just because those are typically the ones that make you feel the most. They get in there and they really kind of pluck at your feels and your heartstrings, and being as intently involved with music as we think we like to be, and we are. That's what music is about, is making you feel something, whether it's a happiness, sadness, whatever. It's nice when you can hear something that just gets inside and makes you feel something.
Well, I mean, everyone can feel that. It's the most relatable thing. Everyone has felt loss. If you have had a pet that has died, you have felt loss.
Yeah.
Not to mention the 50,000 other things, like a parent or losing a girlfriend or anything. Stubbing your fucking toe. You know what pain is. And these guys, when you can harness that pain and make someone else feel the emotion that you are feeling when you're writing the fucking song, It's masterful. That's what music is. That's what it's about. That's the shit that we've tried to fucking make or talk about or play for damn near 3/4 of our life. So it's what it's about. It's music about. And these guys know what emotion is and know how to tap into it. And I like that. Really like that. Very similar, like I said, to Manchester Orchestra. How that album, Mean Everything to Nothing. Be prepared to have an experience of an album. This isn't Legends Fall by Godsmack. Legends Fall by Godsmack is a great track of a lot of rockin' songs that make you feel shit, but not in the way that Manchester Orchestra makes you feel shit. Not in the way that album makes you feel shit. Then that's what's great about music too. You can have all of these sides and all these different various emotions, but the deepest emotion for me, and the deepest emotion I feel like for D here, is that loss and depression and that sense of giving up. Because we've been in some shit and it felt like giving up a lot, and we're better for not, but it still doesn't make it hurt any less. And
it's a nice accompaniment when you are feeling like that in the times of your life where it's dark or it's hard or it's, you do want to give up. It's nice to hear a song that you can relate to and just feel like, hey, there's somebody out there that feels that way and I can relate to that, and they're still moving forward, they're still doing it, and this song is a great beacon.
Right. And they've released songs. They're out here doing this. Like, okay, so your parents say that, or your wife or girlfriend or whatever says, I understand what you're feeling and that sucks and I'm sorry and I'm here for you, right? You are heard. You have talked to them and you are heard, but it's different when you hear a song and you feel like they've felt what you felt.
And they can illustrate it in a way that you can't put in your own words or haven't thought of to put in your own words yet.
Right.
And it's beautifully illustrated and laid out before you.
Right. And it's that feeling of somebody feels what I feel. Not that I'm not being heard. Of course you're being heard when you tell somebody shit, but it's not the same thing as feeling like that person feels what you feel. Mm-hmm. It's a different. That's why people with similar problems associate with each other, because they're felt similar things, But a great band, one that you need to check out the whole thing. The album is called Okay, I'm Sick. It just came out this year. Let's get these guys hot, because it's good shit.
Badflower.
Next one is going to be Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon is from Sheffield, England. Formed in 2004. I've heard things across the years from these guys. They're a band. We're going to talk about 5 songs, I think, by them, just because they've been around for a minute, have had quite a few albums, and are really pretty darn... They're good, if not way diverse as well. In that, I think that's a nice way of saying it.
Good and diverse.
Good. They're a really good band that is diverse in their songs. No song that we have here in these 5 songs sounds identical. Not a fucking one. They are crazy. They're again in that metalcore, that same genre like we're talking about here. I think probably the best representation and the most easy listening representation is going to be Badflower, and probably the next band we're going to talk about. But Bring Me the Horizon has something for everybody. You're not going to like all their tracks. I'm going to tell you right now, out of these 5, you're not going to like all of them. But they're worth a listen because of the quality of the music. Musically quality and lyrically quality, even if he doesn't do what you necessarily like melodically with the track, right? Pretty good, D? What do you think? Anything to add there, D?
I don't know how I'm kind of interested in how do you want to approach this? Do you want to do it track by track, or do you want to give it like how we want to prioritize their order? Like, I like them, best to least, or least to best.
Well, so there's there's 3 songs that came out right around 2013 off of their I think that's the Spirit album. Pretty sure.
That's their 2015 album.
2015 to 2017, yeah. Yeah, right around. I would say that's the Spirit album. Let me just check on that just to make sure for you guys here.
That was a happy song was released off that album. Throne was released off that album.
Okay, so it's probably going to be off of. So it's essentially that's the Spirit and Semper Eternal. Yeah, Semper Eternal, because I remember that name of that album. So Semper Eternal and that's the Spirit. Those two albums and their newest one, Ammo. So that's the three albums that we're going to be talking about. There's a couple before that I don't really know too much about. I think we need to go year by year, and I think in that we're going to go with the one that you probably hate. Or don't like the most, but it's worth a mention and worth listening to. So saith I. The all douchey me. Okay, it came out early 2013. The song is called Shadow Moses, and Shadow Moses, if anybody knows Shadow Moses, that's from what? Come on, D.
I know it, but I'm
Metal Gear. The Metal Gear franchise. Metal Gear Solid franchise. I believe it was in Shadow Moses is the covert organization within Metal Gear.
Okay. That was who Snake worked for? Or was a part of? Or was that
I think Shadow Moses
opposition?
I think Shadow Moses was the opposition. I'm not a huge Metal Gear fan. I like the games. I played Twin Snakes and
Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty. Twin Snakes 3 and 4, basically, is I think what I played. Anyway, this is not a video game podcast. This is a music podcast. So Shadow Moses is the song. It is hard as fuck. All he does is scream in it. That's why I think D is going to fucking not be happy with this track. He doesn't like it. But musically, you can fucking... It's a really good track musically. It shows their chops.
Yeah.
And if he were to sing some of those so if he were to actually sing the song, let's say this was the acoustic version, okay, and he sung the first bit and screamed the chorus. What if verses were sung, chorus was screamed? You would think differently about this track.
I probably would, because
the lyrics are pretty interesting.
They are.
It's very much this Shadow Moses kind of oppositional. I'm going to get him pulled up here. Oppositional take, right? But it's the oppositional take from a relationship standpoint. So it's almost like I don't know, like he's investigating the breakup before it happens. You know what I'm like? He's dissecting the breakup before it happens. Kind of, is what I get out of the song. It's interesting. It's hard to get through and it's hard to interpret because of
it's screaming the whole time.
Exactly. So we can press on straight through this one. I figured D was going to be in that boat. I think the next one came out right after that one. It's called Sleepwalking. This Sleepwalking, there is some screaming in this track, but it also is sung as well. There's some music to it, and it is totally different melodically from instrumentally from Shadow Moses. It is what would you compare it to, D?
This one was probably third in out of the 5 for me.
Okay.
I enjoyed this one considerably more than Shadow Moses.
Right.
This one, yeah, there's still quite a heavy amount of screaming and or at least distorted voice effect.
Right. Unclean vocals. Yeah. Lots of unclean vocals.
This one was better. I don't remember the exact lyrical content or the theme of the song, but I know I enjoyed this one fairly well. I don't have a lot of input on this one in particular. I saved all my goodies for their
okay. Sleepwalking was good. It's about what you typically go. It's just almost like he's falling through the world, and if he feels like he's sleepwalking. He's just walking through this life, not actually living it. Very interesting, meaningful lyrics, emotionally driven. I thought it was a decent track. It's good, but it's again a 2013, not off this new one, not off the new sound that they're going for. And the last track off this album, and it's the first release track off of That's the Spirit from 2015, is Happy Song.
This one I've heard before.
Yeah, this one definitely had some radio play. I feel like, and it's a great song. I mean, it really is. It has cheerleaders in the background singing the chorus with you. Like, it's everything. It's just a really great track. It takes some tropes from former rock songs a bit, I would say, but it's still really quality track.
Well, yeah, this one's a nice heavy one.
Oh, definitely heavy. I'm not saying it's not heavy, but the chorus is very great. It's like it's a head rocker. Like, you shake your ass a bit to the song.
You know what's funny about that is that this song has a bit of Mudvayne influence, I feel, and I almost think it's kind of coincidental because they have a song
called Happy. Yeah, the song called Happy is that's a great song. It's similar.
They'll be on another episode.
Yeah, Mudvayne's a great band. Yeah, they'll be another episode. This one was great track, and I kind of see where you're going with the Mudvayne a little bit there. I don't feel like there was any double drum at all, double bass drum in this at all, though.
No, nothing like Mudvayne, but the
lyrical effects, yeah, sure.
Guitar effects and the way the song's constructed reminds me of kind of the way Mudvayne assembles their tracks.
I feel you on that. In a very in the best way.
Yeah, not like a copying way or a negative.
In the best way, like all the good things that make a Mudvayne song, like a Mudvayne song, they put in this one, I think, and I feel you on that, definitely.
Yeah, I meant that in all the right ways.
All the right ways. Next one is going to be off the new album. The song's called Mantra. Totally different fucking song. Totally different song than anything we've talked about.
I just wanted to start out by saying I loved this song. Okay, so I've been kind of meh the whole time about these guys. When I heard this one, I was like, all right, I can get on board with this song.
Yeah, this song is fucking great. This song is fucking money. I love it. What would you put Happy Song? Is Happy Song number 2?
Yeah, that was probably my second favorite.
Okay, and Mantra is your favorite.
Mantra was number 1 in my book.
Okay.
It was just fat, most of the way through, and then it's got that total chill breakdown, and then back into it again.
Fat. Yeah, and the fat is great, and the way he sings this track the whole way through, which is great.
And the chorus is like an anthem, and it gets you pumped up and excited. And that's my second favorite type of music. Is the stuff that makes you feel and gets in your emotions and really, really plucks at you and makes you just like, you fucker, you feel that, and then the second one is amped up, get you fucking psyched music. And
so to take it back to When Legends Rise by Godsmack, similar to like Bulletproof or the song When Legends Rise, those heavy rock fucking anthems like that. And this chorus feels like a heavy rock anthem for sure. It's a great chorus.
Yeah, this one I liked a lot, and yeah, by far my favorite track by them. That song alone makes me want to check that particular album out. You said that's their latest one?
That's their latest album, yeah. And the final song then is off of, again, the most recent track they have released. It's called In the Dark. Again, a totally different song. Totally different from Mantra. Similar, in my opinion, to the Amity Affliction song, Feels Like I'm Dying.
Yeah, this one, again, like you said, with the digital thing, I feel like this was a very digitally...
heavy digital song.
Produced and heavy, digital constructed song. It's a jam. Like, it's like a smooth jazz jam, or like an R&B jam almost.
The chorus is a straight up R&B jam, but the verses are fat. Like, they're in you.
Yeah, this one, I liked this one as well. And I'd have to say this one is a toss-up between second place and Happy Song being second place.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, because this makes me want to check this album out for sure. Like, these two being off the same album, I'm like, again, Badflower, done. That's all I need. Cool. Two great songs. It's time to check out the whole album now. But
Yeah,
these other, I feel like the other three were important tracks, and especially Happy Song being a really great track off of this album. It shows the evolution of this band, and it's they've worked at this style, and maybe the only screaming in the beginning was a product of not feeling so confident in the vocals, and really Mantra, and this shows that now he's confident in that pocket, confident singing whatever he wants, which is nice. I like that. I like that confidence.
That, and I think I don't know if you feel this way, but I think in the early 2000s, mid to late, that decade,
Mm-hmm.
I think this music was a lot more prevalent. Like, there was the Ozfest tour still going around. There was the Slipknot heavily touring. There was a lot of bands that were in this sort of broad scope of genre,
Mm-hmm.
and they were very prevalent. And I'm not saying those things still don't happen, and not just because I'm not into that scene anymore, but I just feel like they're just not as advertised. They're not as popular. They're not as, like, this genre of music or other metal like bands and music just aren't as prevalent as they used to be. Therefore, I think bands are having to kind of follow that curve a little bit and maybe not fit the mold, but fit the current musical economy.
Especially agreed, especially newer bands. So that's why these freshmen and sophomore albums have to fit that mold more. And the albums that come out later, I can do what I want because I'm an established band now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That, and just, yeah, that particular type of music just isn't as popular as it once was.
Right.
Therefore, if you're going to continue to stay relevant and current, you're going to have to, maybe switch your game up a little bit and expand or reach outside your comfort zone.
I got to, I have a pause for just a sec. Do me a favor and talk about that song just a little bit more for me.
All right. So, Bring Me the Horizon. We've got I think they have a total of 6 albums. With, like Steve said, the 6th album being the most recent Ammo, which had those 2 songs we just mentioned off of Mantra and In the Dark. Again, my total consensus on this band was, some of the older stuff I wasn't quite as into, but that's just my personal taste and cup of tea. But these 2 new songs are pretty exciting. And like I said, that's enough for me, enough for Steve, for us to want to check out that new album that they got, Ammo. So I'm probably going to be picking that up here in the next week or so and giving that a full run through. That, along with Badflower, you got to check that out. Tell us what you think. If you liked the suggestion so far, leave a comment down below about what your thoughts are about these bands and the songs we've covered up to this point, because we're excited for at least these 2 to check out some more content from them.
For sure. Yeah, great sponsorship bit there, D. I appreciate that. Next one. Okay, so you ready to move on to the big guy?
Do it.
The big dog. I really want to know what you felt about this. I'm excited. This band, the next one we're going to talk about is we're going to talk a little bit more in depth. So buckle your seatbelts, because I know we're already an hour in, folks. But this is good. And we got the special game at the end, so you got to keep watching. They were initially formed in 06 and became a 6-piece in 08. The songs that I kind of want to talk about are off of their latest album and potentially Departure. No, The Black. The Black is the album. Yeah, okay. Potentially Asking. So the title album is Asking Alexandria. The band is Asking Alexandria. The album in question is Asking Alexandria. D, your thoughts, preliminaries on this?
My first question is, who is Alexandria? I'm kidding. No, I don't really need to know the answer to that. I think it's funny that the majority of the bands we've covered so far are all international bands, either from Europe or
England. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Australia.
North Yorkshire. This is cool. Nice. I
Yeah.
didn't even know.
So yeah, no, it's a good. It's just a nice theme. It's the only thing the only ones I think that weren't are the
Badflower was from LA, weren't they? Or Bring Me the Horizon was from LA.
Motionless in White is, I know they're local.
Badflower's from LA. Badflower's from LA. The Amity is from the Queensland. They're from Queensland. Motionless in White is from Scranton. And Bring Me the Horizon is from Sheffield. So yeah, had a little bit of diversity. Two local boys and two from across the pond, as it were.
Yep. But so yeah, these guys, I've heard of them for a long time. They've been around for quite some time. I've heard about them on the radio. They've had several songs, several albums that have had singles make radio play. And I'll be honest with you, I've never really given them a fair shake. I've heard their songs, and they've sounded okay. A couple of them, I'm like, all right, that's I probably won't turn that one off, but I'm not pursuing them to seek out what other music they have.
Right.
So this was a kind of good opportunity for me to take some time and actually listen to them. And, we've listened to them a couple times, just you and I recently. I know you've probably listened to them in more depth than I.
I've listened to the whole album 4 times, maybe more.
We checked out, I would say, probably a good 6-7 songs by them, maybe more. Trying to get up there to my list. But the first one that we can talk about is probably the one that most of us, if you've heard of them, you've heard of this song. And that is Alone in a Room. That song is a great song. It's one, I feel like that's a good one for everybody. Everybody's got a little bit of something in that one.
For sure. There's a lot of feels in that, a lot of emotion tied to that song.
There's also too, it's not too in your face. It's not too abrasive. It's got some good melodies. He does have a great voice. The guy can sing his face off, and he's got that kind of upper range that a lot of bands like this, or a lot of guys like this don't possess. So I think that's awesome. Probably one of my favorites by them out of the bunch.
Okay.
But there were definitely other good ones that are definitely worth mentioning. I know you were going to bring those up. So why don't you?
Alone in the Room. Alone in the Room is a great first track. There's the first single actually off this album that was in the next one, Into the Fire. But because Into the Fire and Alone in the Room are kind of have a story that they weave. Yeah, it's a 2-part story that they kind of weave. Alone in a Room is him thinking about all the things that he's done, and all these like it's like a 4-chapter video basically, where he's thinking about these different 4 events in his life that really have shaped him, right? And Into the Fire is addressing all 4 of those events, and Alone in the Room is the reflection upon those events. Kind of an interesting juxtaposition of writing 2 songs. I don't think they're written like necessarily to correlate specifically with each other, but I think they're both about the same kind of shit. They're really good tracks. I think probably Alone in a Room is a great song. I don't mind it. I think it's a weird name. It's a weird hook line. It's a weird hook line to me, and I still have not gotten past it. And I've listened to the song a fucking shit ton. Like Alone in a Room, Into the Fire, and a couple of these other ones on here I've listened to dozens of times because they're just really good tracks. But the whole album as a whole, I've only listened to 5, maybe 4 to 6 times basically. I think Into the Fire is probably the better track for me. I like that one better than Alone in the Room. Just because Alone in the Room, I can't. It's weird. It's a weird name. I can't get around it. I just can't. It's odd to me.
I will say too, it's when he says that opening line. What is it?
Here, let me get it real quick.
The opening line of the chorus.
Mm-hmm. All I need was the last thing I wanted, right? Which is not bad. Like in theory, that's not a bad line to a song. It's
no, but the way he sings it,
weird. Is it the way he sings it, or
I think so.
because it's not a bad line to a song, it just doesn't fit there. It like doesn't fit as the opening of this chorus. That's probably my biggest problem with it. The chorus itself isn't strong. The fucking verses are money. The breakdown is money. The chorus to me isn't that strong. And all as people, it's weird, but we as humans, I feel like, for the most part, can get beyond bad verses, but if the hook is bad, it's a no-go. Like, you'll like a song for the hook and fucking not give a fuck about the verses of the song. A lot of people will. The majority of people will. But if the hook ain't right, it doesn't matter how good the verses are. This hook is like mediocre, but the verses are strong as shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what I can't get past with Alone in the Room. Into the Fire is a great fucking track. I wish the song ended about one chorus sooner. And that's what I probably give the biggest critique about this whole band is I wish you would end your songs one chorus sooner.
Don't throw that extra one in there. It doesn't need it.
It doesn't fucking need it. You're taking away from what you're trying to do here. You know what I mean? Because this song is... It's just a really great track. It really Into the Fire is a really, really great track. The next one is there we go. That's what I want. There we go. Hopelessly Hopeful. We're gonna go down from the track list in the fucking album. So this is track 3, Hopelessly Hopeful. This is this is a topic I wanted to talk to you about ever since I first heard the album. Like, this is something I wanted to talk about. Hopelessly Hopeful is a shit song. I do not like it in the slightest. And
wow.
It's a track 3. Do you like it? Have you heard this one? Did you take a listen to Hopelessly Hopeful?
Hopelessly Hopeful. Okay. This one I'm not sure if I heard.
Okay. It wouldn't have been in one of the links I sent you. It would have been in the playlist I sent you. So if you didn't listen to that playlist, you wouldn't know.
Okay.
It's a shit song.
Go ahead, continue.
It's a shit song. It is. It's a shit song, and it's a track 3 song, D.
That's the money spot, dude. That's where the fucking banger's supposed to be.
We got to explain this. So in constructing an album, okay, since rock began, track 3 is your best song. Generally, track 3 is most of the time going to be your first single, because that's your hook song. First or second single, depending upon how many singles you have on the track and how many singles are quality singles. If you got a single that you know you're going to put on there that isn't the greatest, that generally is going to be your first track, and then you're going to put track 3 out as my redemption, my track 2, and then that makes everybody forget that track 2, the first single, was like, it was okay. It makes the first single, it boosts that first single by association with the bomb ass second single that you put out, and that's generally track 3. That's a bomb track. It's supposed to be.
And if you set your album up right, if you know you've got bomb tracks for an album, and you know they're gonna go singles, each one of them, you load up 1, 3, and 5.
Right. Yeah.
And that's your
like
your 3. That's like your 311 single formula right there.
Right. Generally, it's 1, 3, 5, and then 3. But this song sucks. I would have much rather had track 4 be the third track. I will say that this is the worst track on the album. And you put it at 3. What?
I'm as we're talking about this, I'm just perusing, like kind of skipping through the song, listening to like little tiny tidbits of it,
and it sucks.
And I'm not enjoying much of it.
It sucks. And fucking let me back this fucking hate train up a bit. Let's throw some salt out real fast. I love this fucking album. I love this band at the point that they're in their career. Make more albums like this. This was money. That being said, that song sucked. Don't do one less chorus at the end, and maybe do some more ballads, like really meaningful ballads. Because a really meaningful ballad, similar to, let's say, the Badflower Heroin song from you, would blow my socks off.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there. Hopelessly Awful, crap song. Where did you go, or where did it go? Track 4. This song should have been your track 3. That's my opinion. Or Into the Fire should have been your track 3. Let's be fucking real. It should have went 1-3-5. You could have gone Alone in the Room as 1. Track 3 should have been Into the Fire, and track 5 should have been Where Did It Go?
So was Into the Fire like your favorite track?
No.
Okay.
But the reason I think for mass production, that's the way you should have went. Like for our favorite track off the song, I know exactly what our favorite track off the song is. And it's not a favorite track by like, I don't think everybody would think it's like a great song. Like, or you know what I mean? Like their favorite track off the album. Right? You feel me on that?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a second though. Where Did It Go? Did you like this song?
This one I did. This one was a really good one. We got to listen to this one together.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about it a little bit too. And it's basically I think it's the fuck you of the recording industry. I really do. And all other bands kind of in this lane, in this genre. Like, y'all are getting complacent with your shit. I'm out here fucking blazing the fucking trail with my shit, other than track 3. Fucking get it together. I totally think that's where it goes about. It's a message to the rest of the fucking industry. And it's a good message. It's a great song. Great song. What did you think?
This one
You dug
overall good, great song. Good listen on the music. Lyrics were good. Vocals are good. This one I enjoyed, and this is one of the songs.
And again, he can sing his ass off, and it really shows in this song too. He can sing his ass off.
This one, I feel like this one wasn't like you said a feels song. This was more of like I have a message to fucking get across.
Yeah, definitely message.
It was a good song, definitely quality track. And I agree, it would have probably fit way better in the fucking 3 spot.
For sure, this is a 3 track for sure. Rise Up is track 5. What do you think of this one?
Hold on. This was probably the band I was the least prepared for because it was the last one on the list, and I did not make it all the way through my list. But we have at least had the benefit of listening to most of this album together.
Right. This one's pretty good. It's a solid 5 track. Rise Up, Take Control. Rise Up, Take Control. That's the chorus of it. It's good. It's musically it's really good. Track 6, When the Lights Come Up, was really good. I don't think we heard that one. And then we come to track 7, which is a ballad like I was talking about. It was called Under Denver. We listened to that one the other day, yesterday too.
Yeah.
And
okay.
It is a slow jam, a slow tempo, not up tempo. Like everything else on this album has been up tempo so far.
Yeah, driving in your face.
This is a slow tempo track. It's a ballady track. It's what I want more of them. What I want more of from them. I would love more of this. It is good. It's really good. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, just because it's slower. But I like that. I like when you're in your lane as a musician and everything goes away. Because at those lower tempos, that's when you really just get into the tingles with my guitar player. Like when you and I are doing low tempo, like Everlong. When we're just that, you're in that zone and you're just, it's fucking coming together. You feel the music more, in my opinion.
And with Everlong, it's the slow tempo lyrics, but over fast tempo, music.
True.
Music is very fast tempo, upbeat.
Yeah, definitely.
But the lyrics are slow, and I like that composition, and that's that's a good comparison,
right?
Because
Under Denver feels that way. Yes, exactly.
This one is it's a constant yo-yo in this song. It goes at the beginning very, very just melodic piano, slow, and then it bam in your face, full band hits, up tempo, upbeat, and then it just drops. It drops right and then back into the slow melody.
Mm-hmm. And it's seamless. They're a really good band musically that way. Just seamless integration from back and forth. These ebbs and flows of just great content. I want more of that. And then we come to D&I's favorite song off this album. Vultures. The song Vultures, it's about vultures. It's about, people that are vultures. People that will fucking suck you fucking dry and take advantage of you. And are fucking evil fucking people. And everybody knows one of them, man.
That's everybody from the bully in school to your boss to the fucking vultures of corporate America to the government. Everybody. This is well represented. And yes, this is by far my favorite song from the bunch.
It's an acoustic track. To just throw that out there. That's again why I don't think it's going to be everybody's favorite track, but it's an acoustic track. It's the best acoustic. They have fucking. There's a rattlesnake in there. There's fucking shakers. There's slow. He's using whisks on the drums. It's just beautifully written. And again, the dude can sing his dick off.
Yeah.
This song I fucking love singing. This is probably one of my favorites. It is a song I probably can only sing twice in a night. Like if we was doing karaoke, it's a song I could probably sing like twice in a night. Because it's hard on the upper register, big time, but it's fucking fun as shit to sing, and it's so good. Like it's just such a great track. Just such a great track.
Well, what's great is like this is one that you'd expect to be like a real deep song, and it's not a message. It's not a message about being deep or like something that really pulls at your heartstrings or whatever. But this one, like if you listen to the words, like I mean, and the way he sings it, it's so he puts a lot of emotion into it. Which even though maybe the lyrical content isn't full of emotion, the way he sings it is.
It sounds like a man who is at the precipice of like a desert, and all he has is a guitar, hasn't had water in 2 days, and is being picked clean by vultures. And while he's singing, and the sentiment of the vultures is all the things that are truly the vultures in this desert that he's being picked clean by, but the vultures in his mind after being alone with his thoughts and nobody to talk to out in this desert for 2 days. That's the way this track makes me feel. Like I see that. I picture that in my head while singing the song. Like it's a great track. It's written so fucking good.
And so unexpected too, because after all the other songs we've heard by them, I mean, they're all very heavy, very,
true.
For the most part, there's it's a lot of rock there, and then you got this one, and it throws you for a loop, and it's like, I
amazing.
fucking love that.
Right. But let's talk about album composition for a second and say that, yes, we've had drivers all the way up till Under Denver. And Under Denver was this wonderful back and forth juxtaposition, ebb and flow of that heavy into light and ballad stuff. And then you come to Vultures being the next track that is just straight, all acoustic. My fucking chest is ripped open. I'm exposing my heart to you. And just... like I said, a man on a stone platform over a precipice of like the fucking painted desert or something, with his fucking guitar in his hand, hasn't drank water and is about to die, singing this fucking song to the world about all the vultures in his life and how he got here. It's a brilliant fucking track. Coming off of that, you go down to basically the last 4 songs in this that are all right tracks. Eve is another kind of ballad, kind of like Under Denver. Pretty good, but not great. I Am One is not great. It's not really memorable. I don't remember that song that much. Empire is a song that is a rock rap fusion, kind of. That's featuring another artist, which is interesting. It's not that great. I've only listened to it a couple times. These are ones I skipped after the second listen to the album. And then Room 138, which was a pretty good song. I will give it that. The last track on the album is a pretty good song. By far a great track. 45 minutes long, and it's well worth your 45 minutes for sure. Great albums, great track. Great track, great albums.
Yeah, like I said, this was probably the least prepared band I was unprepared for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is definitely somebody, like I said at the beginning, I didn't give them...
You've been sleeping on them. You've been sleeping on Asking Alexandria.
I didn't give them much credit at the beginning because, I'd only heard the one song, and it was, like I said, it was good. I liked it. But it wasn't enough to draw me in and be like, wow, I want to hear more by these guys.
Right.
So thank you for dropping this one in the bucket for this week's episode, because I feel like I should be giving these guys a little bit of a more fair shake and giving them a chance to see what else they got.
I will give you this. I think this is their peak album right here, and I like it. I like it a lot. They're gonna go up from here. They're gonna get better from here, and this is amazing shit. Musically, they're fucking tight as all shit. There are some things, minor things, production-wise, that would have changed, but I'm a giant fucking music nerd, so I always have those. There are rarely albums I say, man, the producer was on point on this, and everything is fucking money.
Right.
Echo, Spatial Silence, and Grace being probably the only one I would say that to. Like, just off the top of my head at the moment. Because production-wise...
For being just amazingly
perfect.
on point.
Yeah, production on that album was stupid. Stupid good.
Well, I think Dave Grohl had a ton to do with that too. But
right. Yeah, he's a perfectionist as well. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is all the bands. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes in. So if you guys want to bounce out, I think I may cut this into its own segment too and release that on a Tuesday or a Thursday or some shit like that. This little fun game. Or I may have it in a playlist or something. Or I may not do that at all. I'm not really sure yet. But we're going to start the game. The best game on the internet. Da, 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 da. What the decade? The hip new game where Dee and Steve choose bands from a certain decade. Da, 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 da.
And they talk about their favorite band and favorite song from that decade. We're gonna do what, 5? I think we agreed on
5 bands,
right?
5 songs. So we pick a band, and we give the other person the band name, and they can say a song that they like from that band. If they can't think of one, you say your favorite song by it, vice versa, back and forth. You'll get the game after we do it one time.
And if we want to make it interesting, we can say if the person guesses the song that the person has, then that's a point, or that's $1 million.
We haven't figured out a point system. We haven't figured out a point system. We may bring in a point system later. You can add the comments and suggestions point systems if you'd like.
We're learning the rules of the game as we go. So
we're kind of making them up as we go along. Just be honest, folks. But that's all right. Alex Trebek ain't here to enforce anything. We are great.
Hey, let's not talk about the great Alex Trebek. He just gave his update. I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, don't say nothing bad.
Oh, dude. Well, he's
I know.
I
don't want to talk about it too much, but yeah, you're gonna bring me to Brown.
He said he feels like he is nearing the end, and it won't be much longer. And I gotta say that man is a genuine work of art, human being.
He's a saint. Like, you could sanctify Alex fucking Trebek, and I think everybody would be on board with it.
Well, he belongs up there with the other people who we should remember, and like the hallmark of genuinely good people like Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross and Steve Irwin and
the
all
people
those
that
other...
have given themselves truly to the medium of television to better us, to educate or better the world, and that's awesome. That's an awesome thing. So, love you, fucking Alex Trebek. I mean,
yep.
Damn.
Keep up the fight as long as you can.
Fuck yeah, man. But you know what?
If the body is ready,
then... you need to fucking be chiefing it though, for real. Like, it's legal in Cali. You get that good shit, and just be fucking stupid. Like, when you quit Jeopardy, just fucking stop it and be like, all right, I'm giving it to whatever. We'll go on a hiatus or whatever. You fucking just chief that shit, man. You get as fucking ripped as you can, and enjoy the rest of the world, the rest of life.
Yeah.
Get as feeling good as you can, because man, it sucks that people have to suffer through that shit. I fucking hate cancer. Hate fucking cancer. All right, back fucking downer before the game, D. Downer before the game. Da 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 da. What the decade? The hot new game for Dee and Steve, where we have 5 bands and 5 songs, 1 song from each band. The other one gives their favorite song from that band, and it's only from a single decade. This decade is the 2000s.
Specifically 2000 to 2010.
Yes, the decade, coincidentally. The name of the show. It's amazing. Oh, shit. Okay, so I'll go first. I should go first. You will get the game rules after we play 1 round. All right, I should go first. Unwritten Law.
Oh my gosh. Unwritten Law.
What's the song?
Ah.
There could be a song that doesn't count as well. I'm going to have to look into this.
Is it Red?
It is not Red. You were close, though.
Hold on. I know it. As soon as I hear it, I'm going to kick myself. And that's a good, man, that's a throwback from way back, dude. Good one. Good way to start it out.
Okay, so yeah, you could pick another song by them. You could pick another song by them, and it would totally be good. Are you going to look it up?
Okay, before I go, I haven't looked it up yet. I don't have the answer. Are we allowed to or not? Is that part of the game rules or no?
Is there a song that you No, you said it. Okay, yes, you can look it up for sure. You could. Well, I can just tell you too. It's called Seein Red. You were way close. It's all
Seeing
good.
Red.
Seeing Red. Seeing Red. Right? Seein Red.
Yes.
Unwritten Law. Seein Red.
Yes.
So fucking good, right?
Yes.
They have another song that you could have chose called Up All Night. Up All Night was also a really good one as well.
Okay. We're gonna have to put these bands and songs in the description below because I need to go through these and listen to these if you get some good gems in here.
I will. So Seein Red, Unwritten Law. That's number one.
Yes. Wonderful, dude. Love it.
D.
All right, my turn. All right, so my first one, Head PE.
Okay. I mean, Boom is a fine track. Oh no, Head PE. Oh my God, Suck It Up. Let me. I gotta look at Suck It Up. I mean, I gotta look and see if Suck It Up came out. What release date that was? Yeah, that Suck It Up works. Released 2004. What'd you get? What'd you do?
I did Waiting to Die.
Great song. That
one got me pretty jazzed up as a teenager.
All right, I'm gonna have to do. Okay, all right, okay. Let me add that. I'm adding the links as we go. You know, okay. So Head PE is on my list for my gym list. I listen to them every time on my gym.
Nice.
2000, the year 2000. Look at you,
on the nose,
on the fucking nose. Look at this guy. All right. Okay.
So, yeah, Waiting to Die, good song by them.
Song.
I could have gone with a lot of others, but that was probably the one I would listen to the most and the one that got me the most amped.
For sure.
Suck It Up's a great one.
It is a great one. I mean, Waiting Room is off that one. Killing Time is off. That whole fucking album was great. Killing Time was a great song. Bartender is the track that everybody heard off of them. Hey, bartender, hit me with another and introduce me to that girl with the bubble.
That's right.
So, yeah, Unwritten Law. All right, next one.
Yep, what do you got?
Saliva. Click Boom, maybe not in. Okay, that was easily right in there. That was 2001. Okay.
They did the collab with Nickelback doing Heroes. That was a good one.
Heroes was a great one. That's a good honorable mention. Which one are you going with, though? Which one are you going with?
I'm gonna have to go with Alive.
Okay. All right. Or
Always, sorry.
That's the same one I picked.
Always, sorry. I had the A right. The A word.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I think we're gonna go Hero though. Because I like that one.
Okay. What was your pick?
Released in 2002. That works. My pick was Always as well.
Okay. Freaking sweet. All right, we're off to a pretty decent start.
Mine was Always as well. Yours. Okay, next band. D.
I said Alive like a dumbass.
No, I get you though. I was like Alive though. I didn't remember them being a song.
Papa Roach.
Okay.
And there's a multitude of songs, but
Between Angels and Insects?
bam, nailed it on the first try.
Of course.
Beautiful, love it.
That's a great fucking track.
That's a great song.
Is that not... Could that be their best song?
It very well could be.
I mean,
it's
that
definitely top 3 of their best songs for sure.
I mean,
but I would dare say that is their best.
Right. I mean, Last Resort is the one that everybody knows or whatever. Yeah. But
that's what blew them up. But that whole album, in my opinion, was pretty fucking good.
That whole album was a great.
Infest was a great album.
Infest was a great album, and if you want to listen to an album by them, yeah, that's the one. They were so fucking. Oh my god, they were like so.
Blood Brothers and Dead Cell were like tracks 5 and 6 or 6 and 7 on that album, and those were 2 of the songs that didn't never get any radio play, and I fucking those were some of my favorite songs on that album.
It just the opening fucking guitar to that song, for fuck's sake. I mean,
and what fucking 15-year-old kid who thought he could play guitar wasn't trying to learn that? I know I was.
I was for sure.
That was such a dope fucking
Broken Home. I mean. Yeah, Dead Cell for sure was 4. Blood Brothers 6. Yeah, all that Broken Home, all the way to Blood Brothers really was good. Was really good. I'm gonna have to go. I almost would have to go throw in Last Resort because that's just such a great fucking. I mean, that was such a great song, dude. It still is a good song.
The only reason I didn't choose that one is just because it was so popular. That was their number 1 single, their number 1 hit. Like, everybody knew them because of that song.
But yeah, I'm with you that probably fucking Between Angels and Insects is their best song. Easily. It's so fucking good. Oh, so
fucking
good.
Nailed it, dude. Good job.
All right.
You're up next.
Lost Prophets.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, man. Can't put me on the spot. I'm gonna have to think of this name. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Okay. There's so many good ones, by the way.
I know, dude. That's another one I haven't heard in forever. Rooftops.
Rooftops is a great track.
Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja.
Shinobi versus.
Boom.
Shinobi
Boom.
versus.
That's got to be the one.
That was not mine.
That's not the one?
But, I mean, you can pick that. Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja can be yours.
Let's see. Is this the song I think it is?
That's such a good track. Oh, my God.
Oh, Last Train Home?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. Shit. Yeah, Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja, dude. That song was.
That's a great track, but Last Train Home is a really fucking good song.
Oh man, This makes me want to fucking make a burned mix CD and throw this in the car and jam out while I drive.
Dude, okay. Side note. I have an MP3 disc in the fucking Elantra from 2013.
No shit.
Yeah. Still.
Damn.
That still plays in there. Breaking Benjamin's on it, of course.
Of course.
All right. We're going to get off topic. We're already fucking an hour and 45 into this one. Let's go. This is going to be a 2-hour podcast. I love you guys if you're sticking with this, but it's a fun-ass fucking game, so fuck you. If you're not, I don't care.
I'm having a good time too, right. So whatever.
Let's go.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Next one.
All right, it's going to be a hard one.
Okay.
Stone Sour.
What song do I pick?
Right. That's why I said it's going to be a hard one.
I can tell you, Bother I'll just go say Bother because that's going to be on there. Okay, so Stone Sour is going to be a long one because Stone Sour is one of my favorite bands like ever.
Yep.
It has Corey Taylor in it, which is one of my favorite singers ever. So that's coincidentally why that works. Is it Stone Sour? There we go. Do that. Let's get you a freaking okay. So the first album was really good. Okay, it had some decent songs on there. Bother's still an amazing fucking track. Really, still an amazing fucking track. Come Whatever May though, came out in 2006. That album, and we're gonna do a fucking whole episode on Stone Sour, so I can't get too knee deep in this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's Stone Sour is fantastic. Come Whatever May is one of the best albums in rock. It would probably be in one of my top 25, probably in my top 25, somewhere in there, because the fucking ridiculously good. 30-30-150. 30-30-150 is the chorus to this song. Okay, 30-30-150. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't know. I don't care. The song is the shit. Like it's fucking amazing. Through Glass though. Stone Sour Through Glass.
Nailed it.
That's my favorite. Oh, that's yours.
Nailed it.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Nailed it.
Dude, it's so good. That's such a good track.
That song. Every time that song comes on, me and this dude fucking just top of the lungs.
Top of the lungs. Oh fuck. I can sing the shit out of that song too. That's it's a great track. It's a great track. It's a great track. I'll put Bother on there too, just to put Bother on there.
Yeah, that one definitely deserves an honorable mention.
Because
well, that's a fantastic song.
Such a good song. That's a
fantastic song. It was a hard decision between the two, but for me, it's
Through Glass is the
Through
better
Glass
track.
for sure.
For sure. Through Glass is the better track. Whew, that's a good track. I'm gonna do one more because I have to. I'm sorry.
I got bonus ones if we want to do a couple bonuses.
YYZZ Road needs to be on there too. Sorry.
Okay. You can throw that in there.
Have you heard that one? Or
I have heard it.
ZZYZ X Road. Sorry.
Whatever. I know. I don't know the name.
The other one. The other one actually is a riff on fucking a goddamn this is
Rush song.
Rush song. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Rush.
YYZ.
Okay. Am I up? Is that who's up?
You're up.
I got so many goddamn fucking links here. Okay. Which one am I on? Right there. Okay. Oh, this is fun, dude. This is a fun game. It's great.
Yeah, that's good.
10 years.
10 years. Okay. Man. I mean, Wasteland, of course, comes to mind right off the bat.
Of course.
They got a handful of really, really good songs though.
They're a really good band.
They're going to be
10 years
one.
is going to be another one we talk about.
If nothing for posterity, we can look at all the suggestions we made throughout this segment and have great content to feed into new episodes down the road.
Right.
Hold on, I might look this up because I do not want to do this a disservice because I know every song pretty much by these motherfuckers. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, Wasteland comes to mind. Novocaine, great fucking song. Oh.
That's a new track though. That's a recent track.
Oh, I'm thinking of Novocaine by a different band then.
Novocaine was by a different band. I think that may have been in the 90s.
Hold on, I'm not getting the results I need. 1 second. Okay, Beautiful. That's a great track. Fucking Fix Me is a great track. Let me see here. I don't know. Why don't you just tell me? Because I can't pick between those. I mean, that's a lot to go off of. I have to go probably. Fix Me, yes.
Fix Me is a good track. Is that yours?
That's what I would probably have to go with. Yeah. I'm not seeing any other songs I readily recognize. I know
Fix
I know
Me is a
more.
good. I chose Wasteland because it was such a good track. I went easy on this one. But Fix Me is a great track. That's probably my second. If I was gonna pick two, so that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Wasteland, I love though too.
It was easy to pick. There's so many memories attached to Wasteland. There's so many memories attached to that song.
Oh yeah,
I love that song. I love that one. All right, you're up.
All right. So, this one's a collab, and if I mention one, it's gonna be harder for you to pick. But if I mention the other one, it's gonna be probably pretty easy.
Okay.
All right. So,
it's a collab.
Yep.
So do they only have one song?
Eminem. I gave you a big fat hint there.
Did they only have one song?
Together?
Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Does that count?
That may be fair.
If they only have one song together, does that count?
Well, I'm talking about Eminem specifically. From that decade. But This is a collab.
This song was a collab. Eminem from that decade. This song was a collab.
That's all I'm getting.
I mean, with Dio?
No.
Okay. God, we were going to Eminem. I totally didn't even think about anybody. Eminem's awesome. Dude. Oh my god, that's fucking amazing, dude. Seriously? That's fucking a great idea. I didn't even think Eminem. What? A fucking what? Oh.
Come on now.
Really? Dre?
Not the Dre collab.
Not the Dre collab? When was that even released? Okay, yeah, that fits. The Dre collab fits.
It was 09, wasn't it?
No, it was 01.
Oh, okay.
Forgot about Dre was 01.
Okay.
No shit, not that one? Not Dre?
Yeah, not that one. It's not the one I chose. That's a fucking amazing one.
All right, so we're doing Forgot About Dre because I want that. If
right.
We're doing Eminem, I'm fucking... That's awesome. What the fuck? What? What's happening? This is amazing. I love it just for this. Hold on. No, not yet. Hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done. I don't even. Oh my god, I am so.
All right,
upset
one last hint.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
It's the only song I've ever heard that starts with the word motherfuckers.
You got to tell me. I don't know. I got nothing. I'm so bad.
It's the Eminem Jay-Z collab of Renegade.
Oh. I don't know if I've ever even heard that.
Oh, dude, how many times have I been there karaoke that at your house?
Oh, well, okay. That you ran. Right. Yeah.
I'm a motherfucking renegade.
Okay. Oh, Blueprint. What? The Blueprint. Jay-Z. Eminem. It's your boy. That's dope.
It's your boy Jay.
All right, dope. All right, I got it.
Young Ho.
That's so awesome. I love it. So good. Am I up? I'm up.
You're
Where is
up.
it at? Okay, so I did 10 years, right?
Yep.
Muse.
Muse. Oh man. Hysteria. Knights of Sidonia.
Knights of Sidonia.
Fucking. I mean, there's another handful I'm not thinking of right off the bat. They got some more recent stuff like Madness. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Different direction for them.
Supermassive Black Hole.
Oh yeah, that's a great one too. Shit. But yeah, Knights of Sidonia. I'd say hands down for sure was probably your pick.
Yeah, it was. Supermassive Black Hole. That was real good. Which you like that one?
Yeah, I do like that one.
That's your secondary.
Yeah, I would say probably because Hysteria got old after a while.
I feel like that got old after. I agree.
Overplayed
a bit. All right. So many links in this episode. Oh my god.
I got two. I got two more. If you're willing to go a little deeper.
Well, you got one more. You got one. You're up next.
I've done my 5. That was my 5. Oh no, I skipped one. How did I fucking skip one?
Yeah, you did not have done 5. I've
okay,
done my
that
5
was
and
4.
I started. Yeah. Okay. So this
well,
is your
silly me.
All right, hold on. Let me.
I'm sitting here reading my card. I can't even read off a card.
All right.
Never make it into television.
Do it up. Yeah, let's go. What?
All right. Disturbed.
Okay. Dropping plates.
Ooh. Good first guess.
Okay. Hold on.
That was a great first guess. That would be probably the only thing I would put up against it to contend with it. I know if you think about it, you're gonna know exactly which one I'm talking about. You're on the right album.
The game. The game's good. All right, so that's the 2 Disturbed songs.
Bingo.
All right, that's fine. All right.
Would you have any other ones that you would have to put in that place if out of a Disturbed?
The game. Hold on. Let's do. Let me do dropping plates if I can find that. There it is. Disturbed. We could do this for a minute. Inside the Fire is a great fucking track.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get into like a deep dive review with them, but yeah, like just what one of your top favorite songs.
Inside the Fire and Indestructible are like one of my 2 favorite songs by them, probably. And the entire The Sickness album is amazing.
Front to back.
Every fucking track. It's one of the craziest albums in the world because it is so fucking amazing. It's amazing album. Voices. Right. Anything I can't say anything off of Sickness because everything off of Sickness is good. So I have to say Inside the Fire and Indestructible off of Indestructible are really, really good. And that is we'll do a whole album on them.
Yeah, they're getting a whole
for sure.
They either will get a whole
podcast, full one.
They'll either get a full podcast or a very lengthy segment. We'll do like one other band with them.
Yeah, we're going to do another 2-hour podcast if we do that. I think we stop right there and we save the ones for the 2000s for another, what is it? Do it. You can do yours because I don't have one. How about that?
Okay,
You'll
cool.
do one extra. That's cool.
Breaking Benjamin.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I mean the fucking whatever. I almost think we need to do another fucking Breaking Benjamin episode, honestly.
Yeah, because I don't think we went in deep enough.
I don't think we did either. Okay. Fuck. Dance with the Devil.
That's your guess for my pick?
Topless. Dance with the Devil.
I mean, we could just start naming albums if we wanted to. Everything in the 2000 to 2010.
Right.
range.
I mean, this is hard. This is so hard. Give me a sign.
Breath.
Shallow Bay.
Boom.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Shallow Bay. Shallow Bay's my favorite, so that's okay. I don't want to say my favorite in case you. Shallow Bay's such a great fucking song. Let's do.
Yep.
Okay, all right, we'll do that, and then.
I mean, again, I could just name albums. I don't have to name songs because that's how much we love Breaking Benjamin.
It's very, yeah. It's just. Where's there? Yeah, that we love them very much. It's yeah, it's just hard to not pick every single fucking song they have done. Yeah, that's a good game. I like that game.
Yep. I feel like this will be a recurring event in our future segments.
I think we're gonna do it every opposing music episode. So like we're doing essentially a music episode that has a bunch of different bands in it, and then a music episode where we dive deep into a very specific band or couple bands. And then when we have a bunch of bands, I think we're gonna do this game at the end every time. So hope you guys like it. Hope you stuck with us. It's fucking a 2-hour podcast, but you know what? That's where we fucking roll at Conversations with Cabys. We're fucking Looney Tunes. We do 2-hour podcasts because we have no fucking concept of time at all, and we just like talking and bullshitting, and that's the way it be doing.
And hopefully you like listening because we do a lot of talking. So thank you. If you stuck around for this, put a comment down below that said I made it to the end.
Right,
because that
for sure.
We want to congratulate you for this
right.
one.
You let me know if you've made it to the end of this one. Yeah, give us a comment because this is a funny one. As always, we love you guys. Be good to each other. Again, happy holidays.
Indeed. Closing statement is closing statement.
Deuces.
Happy holidays. See you next time.
Deuces.